Realize this, over the past decade, the self-improvement industry has grown to over $10 billion, and that's just in the US alone. There's big money in self-improvement seminars costing upwards of $3,000. There's life coaches promoting themselves for $2, $3, up to $500 an hour. There's new books published every single month, basically saying don't worry, be happy, life will be okay, right? But what would it look like if you could coach yourself? Hey, this is Clark, and I want to welcome you to the ultimate guide to keeping a journal program. Over the past year, we've shown thousands of driven, everyday people, much like yourself, how to transform their life in under 4 hours. This is all done using the world's most effective but forgotten tool, the journal. Now, whether you've tried journaling in the past and it didn't click for you, or you thought it was boring, or maybe you've never tried journaling before and you're brand spanking new, then you don't want to miss what I'm about to share with you in this short video. So in this short video, I'm going to teach you how to do that and show you 3 points on how to turn your journal into the best tool you've ever used. Now, before I go any further, I thought it'd be helpful to kind of share a little bit about why I care about this program so much and want you to succeed and use the power of journaling. I started talking about journaling on YouTube. I never thought I'd be the journal guy, but hey, if it works, I'll roll with it. I thought maybe 20 people would watch the videos, maybe 100 if we had a real good one, real good turnout. Needless to say, I was blown away when over 350,000 people saw the journaling series videos. People from all over the world started sending in photos of their journals using the exact same method I taught. The emails and comments pouring in talked about how people in the past thought of journaling as boring, or something like a diary, or a piece of paper you write your problems down on, and that when they started using this system, their life started to change. People started reporting that they had more confidence, that their beliefs started getting stronger. Ever since they kept the journal, they started growing as a person, and they were finally able to take all the self-improvement stuff out there and make their journal the best book they've ever read. I don't share this with you to brag. I share this with you because it works, it's impacted others, and I know if you give it a shot, it can do the same for you. But I wasn't always the journal dude on YouTube. In fact, it was kind of the opposite. In college, I struggled with massive amounts of anxiety and depression. And so I read every self-help development back there, and I realized why there was a disconnect, why I was reading all this information and watching almost every TED Talk or lecture or seminar or motivational speaker, and why I couldn't apply it in my life. It wasn't until I discovered this 6-in-1 journaling method that I started to coach myself. I started to see the results. My confidence increased throughout the day. I felt happier. I had more mental clarity. I was able to travel the world, follow through on projects I started. I finally felt free from the to-do list and checking off boxes, all due to the most effective tool and how we use it, the journal. The first point is that it works, but why does this system work? And that's the second point, is that when you're using your journal in the method that we go over, you're tapping into something the greatest minds in history knew about. One of the best quotes out there is by Jim Rohn. It says, "Success leaves clues." If we wanted to be a famous or world-class golfer, we'd probably take some lessons from world-class golfers. We'd probably memorize their stroke patterns. We'd practice a ton. We'd see how Tiger Woods or any other pro golfer did it. If we wanted to be a musician, play guitar, we'd probably study our scales. We'd look at some of the greatest guitarists out there, and we'd start to model their success. Well, if we want to live a world-class life, wouldn't it make sense to look at people who have done that and see what they've done? What are some traits they have, and can we incorporate that into our life? Get this, did you know classic influencers such as Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci, to modern-day billionaires, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, all of them had one thing in common. They kept a journal. Those successful people, imagine that. They journaled. They used it as a tool to develop themselves. Bill Gates liked it so much that in 1994, he bought 8 pages of Leonardo da Vinci's journal for over $30.8 million. Good thing ours only cost $7, right? That brings us to the third point on how you can use journaling to coach yourself. Most people fail or don't journal or don't see the benefit because they're doing one of these 3 myths about journaling. The first myth is that keeping an analog journal, writing down on pen and paper, is outdated It's boring, and there's more technology that's better now to replace it. While I'm not bashing the benefits of technology, research shows otherwise. There's actually more benefit to writing something down on paper. You're able to create an emotional attachment with it. Right here, what I'm drawing is the cone of learning. This is really important. There's 6 sections in this cone. On the left there, this is the amount of information you remember after just 2 weeks. It goes 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%, and 90%. On average, you remember 10% of what you read 2 weeks later. It's not very good. On average, you remember 20% of what you hear, 30% of what you see, 50% of what you hear and see, 70% of what you say in a discussion, and then that last part, 90% is doing. You remember and retain roughly 90% of the information that you actively participate in. What's really cool about journaling is guess where it falls into? That bottom layer, that 90%. If you journal correctly and you use this method, you're able to tap into that active form of journaling. So that cone of learning is really important because we can see there, man, if we can somehow get the information into an active form, we retain up to 90% of it. And that's where journaling comes in. And that's where that active component comes in, and how you can use your journal in this method to become the best book you've ever read. The second big reason, the second big myth most people don't journal or have stopped journaling is because they confuse journaling with a diary. Not saying there's no benefits in diaries, but that is not what this program is about. This isn't going to be something you have to hide from your older brother under your mattress and growing up that was all pink with stickers on it. No, this is a real life tool. It's all about the tool for the job. The emphasis again is on self-development and self-improvement. The last myth people believe is that there's no benefit or that it wasn't worth their time. And that's where this program comes in. And people have just been journaling wrong, or they've not memorized the right method or learned and mastered the right method. So I want to talk about that method a little bit and show you what's in this program and why it can change your life in just 4 hours. This entire program is designed to take you from point A, where you are now, and walk you through how to set up and use your journal. This method takes your standard everyday journal and splits it into 6 specific journals in one. Each one of these 6 sections is backed by decades of research, and you get all the benefits of them in one place. You'll find each of your 6 sections benefits you in different ways. Don't worry, you'll get plenty of explanation and workshops using each of these 6 sections so you can maximize their benefit once this program's done. Once you've set up and understand how to use this powerful tool, you move on to phase B. These are the ultimate journal workshops. Creating this program, I wanted to hold nothing back. These are the best 4 workshops I've ever done in any sort of personal development book with coaching clients, with coaches, gotten from people, and they're included in this method. The first workshop, these are the best 6 journal exercises you will ever do. These are where you can dive in, do some inner work, find out more clarity about what you're here to do, what you want to achieve in your life, and how to actually do that. Workshop number 2. These are the 11 questions to change your life. In here, you'll find out how do you hack your 5-year plan into 5 months? How can you get paid to do what you love? All sort of these 11 questions are in here just for you to answer. Workshop number 3. This is the upgraded goal setting 2.0. This goes beyond the airport seminar room motivational speaker setting goals, and this goes into more action-oriented, purpose-driven goals. Things that you can actually achieve and use your journal to revisit daily so you have a higher success rate. Workshop number 4, this is where we dive into and summarize the best 10 personal development books of all time. This is gonna save you hundreds of dollars and thousands of hours of reading through all these different self-help books that can overlap or say similar things. These are the best ones that can improve your relationships, financial status, become a better person, or master your psychology and happiness. They're all included in here. So when putting together this course, I asked some business friends what I should charge for it. I'd never put together a course before, I didn't know. And they gave me advice such as you should charge $100 or $300, or Clark, you won't make money unless you're doing an upsell, sales funnel, email marketing, X, Y, and Z. And I'm gonna share some radical honesty with you. I decided not to do any of that. And maybe I'm crazy for it, but I wanted a lot of people like yourself to be able to do this program. And I know that if it's $500, $300, $400, whatever, it's not as accessible. So that's why when I was deciding what to price this program, it was a no-brainer, one payment of $47. I want people to be able to use this tool that changes lives. A tool that you can use, a system that you can master and keep for years to come. Imagine looking back on journals from 5 years ago. That's honestly one of the coolest things about this, is that you're keeping a log of your entire development that you can look back on one day and get motivated by yourself. So if you're still watching this video, it means you're wasting valuable time. You could be learning how to use this system, doing the workshops, and exploring further. So I invite you to join our journaling community on here. I'm so excited to teach you. All you have to do is click the button that says add to cart and put in your information, and you can start learning immediately. That's where you'll find the 19 lessons, 4 workshops, hours of content, and the bonuses. That's right, the bonuses. Call in the next 15 minutes and I'll throw it. No, I'm not gonna do that, but I included some bonuses in here, such as 25 motivational quotes that'll blow your mind, the top 3 journaling mistakes you make when starting a journal, and then 2 videos that actually show you inside my journal so you can see what a completed one looks like. Don't think you'll have time to sit down and watch all these videos? No problem. I actually included PDF summaries of every single lesson, and each lesson comes with MP3 formats. So you have video, PDF, MP3, however you learn best. Decide that once you're in the program. One last thing, if you don't feel like this program is one of the best investments you've made, I offer a full 30-day money-back guarantee, 100%, no questions asked. So if you're ready to invest in your self-growth, if you're ready to take journaling to the next level, then I welcome you as the latest member of the Ultimate Guide to Keeping a Journal course. We're gonna have so much fun. I'll see you inside for lesson number 1.